All right, welcome everyone. So we have a very exciting workshop for you today. So welcome to the Prompt Engineering Workshop this Saturday, June 28th. Now, a lot of people have been anticipating this workshop because, as you know, in this time, for this age of AI, knowing how to use AI tools is probably more important than the AI tools themselves. And the way how you speak to these AI bots, or as we call them, LLMs, very important. And Dr. Sherry and Mercy is going to essentially walk you through how to effectively craft what we call prompts to these LLMs or these chatbots so that you can get the best from it. As we know, AI can be a powerful tool, but it can only be a powerful tool if you know how to use it. And she's going to help you learn how to use it. So she's a lifelong learner and a solutions-driven leader with over 16 years of experience at Montego Bay Community College, where she currently serves as a research officer and senior lecturer. She's passionate about innovation in education. She is particularly inspired by the transformative potential of AI tools. Sharon is committed to helping others unlock the power of AI, especially through effective prompt engineering to stay relevant and impactful in an ever-evolving technological landscape. Outside of her professional work, she enjoys volunteering and values time spent with her family. So I have the pleasure of handing over to Dr. Sherry Mercy. Enjoy. I'll stop sharing screen. Over to you, Sherry.
Thank you, Matthew. Thank you, everybody, for joining this evening. I know it's late. We will not go over the hour, so let's work together to get this done. Matthew, allow me to share. Give me, okay, I'm able. Good. All right. So, give me a moment. Matthew, I'm going to ask you to help me with the chat.
Yeah, man.
Please just look out to see what's going on there and stop me at any time, everybody. So this is for beginners, and it is put on, or it is all established through the Jamaica Artificial Intelligence Association. So we're going to just jump into it. It's a workshop, guys, so I hope you have your tools. Curleen, your mic is open.
Sorry, good.
Good evening. Right. So it's a workshop. So the first 10 to 15 minutes, we're just going to have a little overview of what AI is, and then we're getting into some activity. I hope you're on devices that you can actually log into your chat GPT and do some activities with me this evening. All right. So jumping in, our objectives, we want to understand. Give me a second. This thing is in my space. Right. Want to understand AI, chatbots, and ChatGPT, which is the tool that we're really going to be talking about mostly. But the information here tonight can be used on other AI softwares. Right. We're going to talk about the key features of ChatGPT, prompt and prompt engineering, which is the main focus, how to craft a prompt, and then we're going to jump into some activities. So that's what you should expect from this workshop. So I don't want to be the only one talking. So could somebody read what is artificial intelligence for me? Just open your mic and read it, please.
So, artificial intelligence, AI, is a branch of computer science that helps machines or software do tasks that usually require human thinking, like learning, reasoning, or understanding language.
So we hear a lot about AI. Thank you, Dean. Hear a lot about AI, but what is it? It is a branch of computer science. It helps machines to, behave or simulate human behaviors, thinking, reasoning, behavior in terms of thinking and reasoning and so on, understanding language. Right? So that, and I think if we get deeper into AI, they do other things because you see robots doing other human things. All right, what is a chat box? Somebody. Please open your mic and read.
A chatbot is a computer program that can talk with people through text or voice, like a virtual assistant. It can answer questions, help with tasks, or just have a conversation.
Perfect. So we have been interacting with chatbots even before ChatGPT. Thank you, Curlin. Right? So we go on certain sites and you have a little bot come up, how may I help you today? And we talk with these things. But ChatGPT is also a chatbot. So what is it then? Putting AI and chatbots together. Can we have a reader? Anybody?
Let me continue then. What is Chat GPT? Chat GPT, meaning Chat Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is an AI chatbot created by OpenAI and first released on November 30, 2022. It uses advanced language technology to have human-like conversations and help with a wide range of tasks.
Thank you so much. So that is what we're getting into tonight. And I'm always blown away when I think about the fact that this AI tool only became available in 2022. And it has taken over so many spaces in such a short period of time. And there are others out there as well. All right, so now we understand what is AI, we understand what is chat box, and we understand that ChatGPT is really an AI chat box. All right. So what are the features of ChatGPT? It can do a range of tasks, and we see them there. I want you to read through and put in the chat the number that you have used or tried to use ChatGPT or any AI tool to actually do since these have been released to us. So for example, I am always translating sometimes and summarizing text. So I'm number 7. Anybody put in the chat? Matthew, what are you seeing in the chat? What do people use it for mostly?
Ian wrote 4. Martina wrote 3.
3 and 4. 4, generating business ideas. 3,
1.
answering test questions. 1, writing and debugging computer programs. Generating business, that's number 4. So which one do we have been leading so far? Number 4, answering test questions.
Yeah,
4 and 3. All right. So yes, and there are other, I'm certain Matthew could tell us other things. Some persons are using it to make videos, not ChatGPT, but other AI tools to make videos. I've used ChatGPT to create photos and images of stuff, right? So it has many uses, and I'm happy that we have been interacting with it. We have been using it. All right. So let's see, generating images. Yes. All right, let's move on. So prompt and prompt engineering. A prompt is really an instruction or a question. You use it to tell the AI chat box what you want it to do or what you want it to answer. So that is simply, it is an input. Oh, there, you're switching over. Okay, no problem. It's an input. So whatever you put in is called a prompt. How well you do the prompt is what we're going to be talking about in a few seconds. So prompt engineering is the skill of writing clear, effective prompts so that an AI chatbot like ChatGPT can give you the best, most accurate, and most useful answers. So this is now becoming like almost like a profession. If you can write prompts really well, people may pay you to do something for them, to write up something. They want this and they ask you to do it. So it's a skill. So it's about knowing what to ask so you get the results you want. And engineers, the prompt engineers are the persons who possess this skill. So I think if we continue to use it, quite a number of us will become prompt engineers in your area, because you're going to hear about writing a prompt and why your area is important when you do that. All right, how to craft a prompt. Just like when you're speaking to a child or speaking to anybody, some of us are parents, some of us are teachers, some of us are bosses and managers. You're going to give an instruction and you must communicate it well. So first thing is to have good communication skill. You're talking to a machine, but you must know what to say to the machine. So some people text, some people speak to the machine. I prefer to text, right? So when you do that, the first thing you want to do is use simple and direct language. You need to include important details. And just like when somebody's writing an essay, writing any important data for somebody, you need to include certain details such as who is it for, what do you want it to do, or what is it for, when, where, and how. All of these. So your prompt, a good prompt can look like a mini composition or even a paragraph, right? If you want a certain style or length, you have to say it. So if you're writing and you say, use scholarly language, use an informal tone, do not make it more than 3 sentences. You have to give that kind of specific information, right? And if the answer isn't what you expected, you can rephrase and add more details. And this is the part now that is very important for everybody who wants to start to use, develop their prompting skills. This one, your knowledge. So a lot of persons are jumping on these tools without first ensuring that they know about the subject matter that they're going to ask about. So it should not replace your brain. It should not replace your thinking. It's really about augmenting, making it easier for you, but you should know something. So to write a good prompt, it is good to know what you're asking about. Why? It helps you to write better prompts because you know what you want, you know what the subject matter is, you can ask clearer and more focused questions. It also helps to check for mistakes. So sometimes ChatGPT can give you wrong or outdated answers. If you don't know your content, you're going to run with it, right? So you don't want to use AI and then not score big in the end. You still have to know what you're asking it about so that you can judge the answer. So it helps you to know what you're looking for and you can steer ChatGPT in the right direction, right? So for example, I was using it one time and it gave me an answer and I said, really? But your answer is very strange because so and so. And it says, oh, yes, you're right. And it corrected itself after that. But if I didn't know that it was wrong, I could walk away printing something that is inaccurate. So you still need to think and you still need to have some knowledge of the matter to judge the answers to ensure it's accurate. All right, so that's enough talking. Let's jump in. Good and bad prompts. So I have 4 fields that I tried to make a prompt from. So IT, anybody from IT in here apart from Matthew? Nobody else? No IT person? All right. The IT bad prompt, explain networks. This one is a good prompt. It's not the best prompt, but it's a good one to improve from just explain networks. So explain how a computer network works for high school students using simple language and examples. So anybody can jump into their ChatGPT and somebody just put in explain networks and somebody put in the other prompt and tell me, let's hear how the answers come out. Who is going to be my first assistant?
So, hello, good evening. I'm Devroyd. I have put in explain networks.
Great. Let me hear what it says.
Okay, so it says, sure, it's given me some detailed information here, really. It says here, sure, here's a simple but comprehensive explanation of networks depending on the context. It says general definition. A network is a system of interconnected things. It can refer to computers, people, organizations, or even roads. Anything connected to exchange information, goods, or services. It then goes on to say in technology or computer networks, a computer network is a group of computers and devices connected together so they can share resources like files, internet access, printers, etc. It then goes on to say types. You have
All
LAN,
right.
WAN,
Great.
etc. And it
Hold on.
goes,
So what I wanted, thank you so much. Don't leave it. What I wanted to hear is that explain networks. ChatGPT doesn't really know what you want. So if you notice, it's giving all kinds of answers. And it's like hoping that one of these is what you're really looking for.
yes.
But let's
If I
try,
may
continue, go
continue,
ahead.
yes, just to fully contextualize what you said just now. It went on to actually say in social science and then in business, then in biology. So to show exactly what you just said, it
All
gave
right,
pretty
let's
much
try,
all the definitions.
yeah, because it's, and so persons will go on and just do that. They are not really getting the best result. Let's try the good prompt idea here. Explain how a computer network works for high school students using simple language and examples. Anybody put in the good prompt?
Yes, Dr. Mercy.
Let's hear it.
It gave a definition of what is a computer network, and it stated that it is simply a group of computers and devices connected together to share information and resources like files, printers, and internet access. Then it went on to give a list of the types of networks: local area network, wide area network, one, right? And it gave an explanation of each. For LAN, it states that imagine a group of computers in your school or at your home all connected together. They can share files, printers, or even play games with each other. This is called the LAN, and it gives an example. In your classroom, the computers are all connected to a central server so they can share files or access the internet through the same network. And it went on to give what to describe one, and then it went further and states how does a network work, and it explained it for devices, to router, through a switch, and it also stated data transmission. It went further to state why are computer networks important, and the main point there are sharing resources, communication, access to information, right? And it went and give a simple example of your school network, and it gave a scenario, and then there was a quick recap.
All right, thank you so much. So can you guys pick up the difference between a bad prompt now and a good prompt? Because if you notice Dean's response, ChatGPT went directly to just computer networks, went into school, giving examples about schools, and the language sounded simply no, and it also gave examples. All right, thanks for that one. Let's move to education. I hope you guys are being proactive. So somebody, did you put in give me a lesson plan? Anybody? So somebody take media and somebody take science in the meantime, the good and the bad. Nobody did give me a lesson plan?
I did the good prompt, so I'm waiting on the person to give the bad prompt.
You can move with the good and keep your answers, because the next activity, we are going to expound on this some more. So go ahead with the good one and then we'll hear the bad afterwards. Who was it, Latino?
Oh yes, I realized the mic was closed. All
Okay,
right.
yes, go
So
ahead.
for the plan, it provided the topic, the duration, the objective of the lesson. It explained the different fractions, half, quarter, 1/3. It gave you the entire 5E. So it gave details. So you get the engage section. It broke it down into 5 minutes. So it tell you for each of the 5 E's how many minutes you're gonna spend on that section.
Right.
And it give you the different activities, and even it's made specific it has to include a hands-on activity, and that hands-on activity was also given. So it is actually more detailed, and it even gave an exit ticket as well that the students could do after the lesson is completed, whether for homework or extra activity. So it was very detailed, very detailed.
Very good. And nobody did give me a lesson plan. Thanks, Latina.
You're welcome.
Yes, I did. Good
Let's
evening,
hear it. Good
everyone.
evening.
All right, so it did definitely did not give it to me as detailed as the person spoke of just now. It's just like skimming of the topics. So it first of all it gave me a template. So it's blank. So it says subject, grade level, topic, duration, date, learning objectives. By the end of the lesson, you just see 1, 2, 3, 4 blank. Materials and resources blank. Introduction blank. So it's just giving you a framework.
Template.
Yes.
Right. So you see how somebody who knows how to use the tool will be more efficient in this space, in the
Most
education space, as opposed to somebody who is not so good at prompting. They're still going to do all the work, you know. They're going to do all the work. While
That's
the
it.
person who could do the good prompt can read it, tweak it, and they have a lot to work with and finish faster. So you're seeing the advantage of learning how to prompt properly. All right, media. Anybody who did media? Thanks, Megan. No media? Open your mics. Right, to
Hello?
script.
Hello?
Yes, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. One moment, kindly. This thing wanted me to buy. Hold 1 second, kindly. This was inviting me to buy all sorts of something. Hold a second. Okay, this one says, my goodness. It says, sure, could you please? And then I can't read what it's saying. I said, write a script and I don't know. This thing want me to sign up for free or log in and all sort of something. But I can see on the background it said,
what are you using? What AI tool?
GPT.
And you're using it, you've used it before? Or you're just using it for the first time?
I don't really use it, to be honest with you.
So
But why do I have to log in?
Normally, all right, what it does when you log in, it saves your chat. So whatever conversation you would have had previously, it holds it there for you.
All
And
right.
whichever device you go on, you still have access to that chat. So for
All right.
example, if I'm on my phone, once I go
Yes.
there, I still have info that I would have probably done on my computer with the same.
All right.
So
Call someone to do it then while I do it.
all right,
Thank
while you fix that. All right.
Uh-huh.
Anybody else did media?
What she actually saw, because I got the same thing. It says, sure, could you please clarify what type of script you need?
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Exactly. And write a 2-minute radio script introducing a new local TV show about cooking Jamaican dishes. Anybody did that one? So guys, those who are logging on, I want you to be able to go to your devices and actually practice using some of these prompts. We're going to do another activity after this to help us cement it even more. Anybody did write a 2-minute radio script? No? All right, let's move to the last one then. Tell me about energy. Any science person who did that one?
I did the good prompt for that one.
Go ahead.
Okay, sure. Just 1 second. Okay, so it says, sure, here's a 5-bullet summary of how solar panels convert sunlight into electricity. Sunlight hits the solar panel. So this is point one. Sunlight hits the solar panel, which is made up of many photovoltaic PV cells. Point two, photons, light particles, knock electrons loose from atoms in the PV cells. Point three, this creates an electrical current as the electrons start flowing through the material. Point four, wires capture and direct this flow of electrons, producing DC or direct current electricity. And then fifth, an inverter converts DC into alternating current, AC, which powers homes and devices. And as someone who is certified in renewable energy, I can confirm that this is a very good 5-point sum.
Okay, we're gonna see how good it is in a few. All right, tell me about energy. Anybody did that broad, vague, bad prompt?
I did.
Let's hear it. Thanks for doing it.
It says, tell me about energy. That's a prompt I typed in. It gives a definition of energy. It also gives the 5 different types of energy. And it also gives information as to where do we get energy. And also there's information on how energy can change. And there's also a fun fact.
Okay, so it's just general, but
There's
it
a
gives
general,
information.
yeah.
But would you be
Yes.
able to, thank you so much, Denise, but the other part about getting the responses is just like the previous person just said, that because of their knowledge of renewable energy, they can confirm that the information is on point. If you don't know about energy at all, and you get that information without doing any form of reading or anything, you are still going to be in doubt. You cannot present your work with confidence because you may just have some errors there. So your background knowledge is important. Thank you so much. Now we're going to jump into looking at the good prompts that we just put in. I ask you to save your responses because now we want to improve them. So for number one, remember, for doing a good prompt, you must be clear. You must have good communication skills. You must give specific information: what, where, when, who, when. Remember that you must give the instruction in terms of length, tone, all of that. How could we improve prompt number one? Let's hear some ideas. And the person who did that one, we're going to put in the improved prompt and see how ChatGPT rephrase its response. So what would you put, what are some of the thoughts that come to mind to improve prompt one?
Okay, so since I did the bad prompt for this, I can mention one. I might have missed the very first slide that you'd have had, but one of the things I would tell it to do is to act as a computer network administrator.
Okay. One, so you tell it, so when you say act as that, you're pretty much telling the tool what it is or who it is. So
Yes.
when you do your prompt, it's always good to say, you are the teacher of, you are the manager of, you are the administrator. So the prompt is actually putting on a little bit more form. So the response is going to come in that kind of role and with more robust and supportive responses. So firstly, you want to tell the AI tool who it is. So very good answer, Devroid. Anything else? What about the where? We said high school. Could we say more about the high school and the students? Anybody? What if
Yes,
we
I
say,
think you could tell
ahead.
it for what age group or what form.
Right. And you could also say students who have no idea or basic idea. So you want to augment, give as much be clear, be concise, but give descriptions. You could say students in Jamaica or students in rural Jamaica. So it's getting into what to say, because some of the tools that it may want to put forward are responses. When it hears Jamaica, it's a, oh, it's tropical countries, knows that. So the answers are going to be changed to fit that. So you could say the form, as she rightly said, or the age range, and you can also say where in Jamaica, or something like that to augment. So using simple language and examples. Could we say anything else on that? How many examples do you want? With 3 examples? So you could also do that. You can also say, give the number of examples, and you could also say, do not use bullet points, or use bullet points, do not exceed 500 words. Or you can also put those in to get specific response. So could somebody fix up that prompt and enter it and tell us who did that one again? Was it you, Devoid?
I did the bad
bad
version of
one.
it. I don't
Oh,
remember who did the good version.
but you could put in the improved. Who did the good one? I don't
I
remember.
could.
Yeah, put in the information now. Just fix it up and see how because we remember what was said. But let's
Okay.
see how we can compare the responses.
All right. I'll just say what I'm going to type. In fact, I'll use a voice feature here.
Awesome.
So both of you will hear.
Mhm.
Okay, just a second. Okay, so this would be my prompt. You are a computer network specialist working at a rural high school in Jamaica that caters to students ages 11 to 17. Explain to me in simple terms what a computer network is that would be used in the school, and cite 3 examples.
Let's see what it comes up with.
Okay, so I'm submitting that prompt now.
Or we did put any right, when it gives
Limits.
that it gives you, and that it give you, and then you can say, all right, redo it with just this, using which tone. You can also do that. So everything don't
Okay.
have to go in at once. Once you get something, you can add as you go and get the final refined version that you want.
Okay, so I can read the response.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'll just reread the prompt just so everybody hears it, and then I'll read the response. So the prompt is, you are a computer network specialist working at a rural high school in Jamaica that caters to students ages 11 to 17. Explain to me, simple terms, what a computer network is, that would be used in the school, and cite 3 examples. So the response, sure, as a computer network specialist working in a rural high school in Jamaica, here is how I would explain it in simple terms to students, teachers, or parents. So it says, what is a computer network? A computer network is when we connect computers and devices like printers and phones together so that they can share information, files, internet, and other resources. Think of it like building a road system inside the school that lets all the computers talk to each other and connect to the internet. So students can do research, submit assignments, or print their work. It goes on to give the 3 examples. What does this look like at our school? At a rural high school, our computer network might include 1, classroom computers connected to the server. All the computers in the computer lab or classrooms are connected to a main server. This server stores files or learning material that students and teachers can access anytime. Second, the Wi-Fi network around the school. We install 3 routers so students and teachers can connect their tablets or laptops to the internet from anywhere in the school, like the library, staff room, or even under the mango tree. And then
Hold on there, Void. So what I would do based on what I'm hearing and looking at the reality in most of our rural schools where we don't have so much connection, I would give it some more details to say, hey, in Jamaica, we have problems in the rural school with internet connection and so on, and see how it tailors it, because in our rural schools, most students would not have that kind of exposure to in some deep rural areas. So I would add a little bit more details to it and see how it changes its response, and then see which of the two I would be more comfortable to share based on the realities. Are you getting how? So there's not a one going and it's you get the answer and you run off. You're always tweaking and tuning it to make sure it makes sense for your reality. Are we getting it?
yes, completely understand, Dr. Mercy.
Yeah. So thank you. Let's try to create a 30-minute lesson plan. How could we improve this prompt? Anybody? What do you think?
All right. So I actually did that one initially. So I made some changes. So I asked for two additional things in the prompt. So I asked ChatGPT to provide me with a differentiated evaluation for students reading below, at, and above the grade 3 level. And I also asked for a video in the explore section of the lesson for the audiovisual learners. And I asked for a picture as well to actually show what half looks like, what quarter looks like, etc. So the revised plan, it came with the image, it came with the video link, so that you could show the students that video. And in the evaluation, I'm going to explain how detailed the evaluation was. So the first evaluation, it simply had give students 3 small tasks: color half of a rectangle, 2, color 1/3 of a group of 6 stars, and 3, match a picture to the correct fraction, quarter, third, or a half. But when I made the addition to the prompt, the evaluation came in this format. So it said below grade level, students you'll provide students with 3 large clearly drawn shapes, example circle, rectangular, square, divide them into halves, 1/3 and 4th, and then you're going to ask students to color half of the first shape, 1/3 of the second shape, and quarter of the third shape. And then students at the grade level, they are now going to draw. So it's they're getting higher order questions now. So they're going to draw a rectangle and shade quarter of it, circle 1/3 of a group of stars, etc. And then the above grade level student, they're now going to apply and explain a challenge. So they will be given a circle, divide it into 8 parts. You ask them to shade quarter, then explain why they're incorrect, or you give them a number story. Example, Kayla cut her sandwich into 6 equal pieces. She ate 3. What fraction did she eat? What fraction is left? And then so do a creative fraction story where they write sentences or draw a comic showing how someone uses fraction in real life. So you can see the higher order coming based on the level, the higher order questions coming especially for the above grade level students. So yeah, there was a big difference.
Big difference. So even though we thought these were good prompts in our initial activity, we're learning that we can improve on what we call a good prompt and get even better results. Because as she rightly said, the evaluation was completely changed to fix and match the different grade and abilities. Because every class has different abilities. Everybody is not on the same level. So teachers can use that kind of thing to get ideas, and you don't have to spend your whole night thinking about what you're going to do for each group. You get the idea. You can change it, but at least you have the idea to start with and to proceed. So very good. Thank you. Next one. Did we have anybody doing the media? Or we didn't? All right. But how would you improve it nonetheless? 2-minute radio script. So who are you? And you could add who. This person could add who. And cooking Jamaican dishes. Which ones? You could give a few. Right? Next one. Summarize how solar panels convert sunlight to energy in 5 bullet points. How would we improve that? I mean, we got a good response from it initially, but which audience? Because when he was reading, for example, I knew some of the terms, but not everything. So the audience is important. So if it's for persons who already know about renewable energy, probably this would work. But if you have to think about your audience when you're writing a prompt, so that you will make sure that the info that you garner will not be lost when you go and actually present it or hand it out to somebody. How would you improve it, though? Anybody?
I can add
David, yeah, go
to
ahead.
it.
Yeah.
Yes. So again, I would add, I would tell the LLM who they are or what role they're supposed to be playing, as well as I would say, as you correctly mentioned, Dr. Mercer, I'd say who the audience is. So who is expecting to get this information. And perhaps I'd even add their level of knowledge about the subject.
And you would definitely get a totally different response, or a more curated one to fit your audience. So thank you. So now that we did that, this is now all over to you in our next few minutes to go. We're finishing at 9. This is slide 10 of 11, so don't worry. So I gave you 5 fields just now, but you are in different areas. I want you now to open your chat and craft a prompt on any topic of interest. Then you're going to share it and let us know if the task was adequately and accurately done based on what was given to you. And then we'll hear it and see what we could do to improve. So everybody, most persons, please, topic of interest, go ahead, write your prompts. When you're ready, just open your mics or put up your hand so we don't have everybody talking at the same time. And we will hear what it came up with. So it's now practice on you. Nobody understand what we're doing in the few minutes to go? Want to hear from some persons. If you're in a position to speak, just participate. If you didn't get to talk, don't be shy. There are no wrong answers. Thumbs up if you know if you're okay with the instruction or you're clear what we're doing now. Let me see if I can go to the participants list. Or Matthew can tell me. Everybody clear?
Yes, yeah, thank you.
All right, good. So we just have a few minutes. Okay, great. So let's see.
Dr. Mercy, could I interject here just to share the output of the revised prompt for the...
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, go ahead.
So the prompt I provided was, as an electrical engineer, summarize how solar panels convert sunlight to electricity in 5 points to a group of 10-year-old students who are just beginning to learn about electricity.
And the results?
The results. Okay, so it says absolute. Here's a five bullet summary explained as an electrical engineer talking to curious 10-year-olds just starting to learn about electricity. Point 1. Sunlight shines on the solar panel, which is made of special materials that react to light, kind of like how your skin feels warm in the sun. Point 2. Inside the panel are tiny parts called solar cells, and when sunlight hits them, they make tiny electrical charges called electrons move. Point 3, the moving electrons create electricity, just like how a battery powers your toys or your tablets. Point 4, wires carry the electricity from the solar panel to where it's needed, like lights, fans, or even to charge your phone. And in point 5, a special box called an inverter changes the electricity into the kind that homes and schools can use every day.
So a totally different, not in terms of content so much, but how it is presented, it has changed dramatically, right?
Yes, definitely. A lot of the technical jargon is replaced with simpler words.
Perfect. I see a prompt in the chat. Write 3 questions, 1 question each, having a different level of the Bloom's taxonomy on contracts from Principles of Business CSEC syllable for a grade 11 class. How are you feeling about your response from ChatGPT, Audley? You can open your mic if you can, or you can just type. Are
Yes,
are the answers what you're looking for?
yes, they are. And as a matter of fact, they actually mirror some of it actually mirrors in concept some of how the actual CSEC questions are given. So I am actually okay with that response from ChatGPT.
Perfect. And it gave knowledge level, application level, and evaluation level. You could improve it by telling it which levels you want specifically. Or you
Yeah.
can, I want
Okay.
5 from level 1 knowledge, and I want 4 from evaluation. So you can always augment to get more out of it. But yeah, perfect. Go ahead. I'm gonna go with Curlin because her hand is up, and then Griffiths. You can tell us about yours afterwards. I see it in the chat. Go ahead, Curlin. Curlin? All right. Griffiths, go ahead until Curlin is back with us, please.
Okay, so my prompt is
Anybody hearing her? Think we lost you.
I think your mic is muted.
She muted.
boys
Oh,
are
she's
to be
back.
taught differently. That was my prompt
Mm-hmm.
in ChatGPT. And of course, ChatGPT says, you're absolutely right to raise this point. Boys often benefit from different teaching strategies that align with how many of them engage with learning. And of course, it goes further to say that research and classroom experience shows that boys and girls may have different learning styles, attention spans, emotional expressions, and motivational triggers. And it gave, it would have gone on to give different making learning active. As we know, boys tend to be easily distracted. So of course, incorporating kinetic activities, building, role-playing, outdoor tasks was one of what GPT chat would have given. Encourage competition, that is healthy games. So you could use football, a game of football, a game of cricket, marble, anything that can engage the boys in their learning, making learning more tactile and fun.
So your prompt was pretty much to have it give you its opinion on the matter?
No, how to teach boys, because boys for me.
Oh, how to teach, but you could give it more specific info. So for example, you could give your grade level, you could give where they're at, whether it's rural or urban, so it gives you ideas that you can actually
It is there.
Right, and so on. So
it shows for this, it shows how to get the children
in problem solving because you know boys tend to learn different from girls and you can't have them learning the same way in the classroom. And of course, as you stated, as teachers, if we're doing this, then you would have known who your students are from September. And from there, then you could easily go and be specific as to how you want ChatGPT to go ahead and direct you to better be able to teach your class.
For example, for the cricket, you could ask it to give you some examples how you could use the cricket, and it would give you even further details for
Right,
each of the game
you could
ideas.
zoom in, right?
Awesome, thank you. We have 2 hands up. We're gonna go with Miss Graham and then Wright. Go ahead, Caroline. I know your mic is open, but I'm not hearing you. Nobody is hearing her?
No. Looks like something wrong with her mic.
Oh, probably need to restart and come back.
Or type in the chat if anything.
Or put it in the chat. Yeah, that too. Megan, go ahead until Caroline's mic is fixed.
Right. So I tried to use the strategies that you outlined earlier and try to be as specific as I could. And so the prompt I gave it was write a 10-minute collaborative class activity for social work students at the college level to demonstrate the impact of grief on girls between the ages 13 to 18 years old. And of course, it gave us loads of information and it named the activity, which is really beautiful. It says the activity title, Through Her Eyes, the Grief Experience of an Adolescent Girl. And of course, it told me how to put the students into the group size, group 4 to 5 students per group. And then in that group, it tells me the goals for the groups. It gave me the objectives. It outlined the instructions and how I, as the facilitator, can set the scene for the students to carry out their activities. And of course, it gave me ideas on how to present and for the students to present and reflect what to look for when they are doing that. And of course, it gave sample grief scenarios that I could also give the students if they can't come up with it on their own. And of course, a debriefing session. Very good.
And guys, you notice that what was said about your knowledge of the content and how that is important in your prompt writing. So if Megan, for example, was not aware of grief counseling and all of that, she would not find it so awesome because she knows what it is about. When she sees these, she can say, whoa, so well put together. This is a really great activity. But for example, if I were to do that, if I did not go and do some reading before, I cannot appreciate the answer. I cannot go forward with confidence putting that out because I'm not sure. So it's not just about getting your answers, it's about having the knowledge to ensure that what you have is accurate so that when you go out into your spaces and you use this information or you use it to get ideas to put your information together, you can be confident that it is actually correct. So awesome. I see.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I had to switch to the computer audio. Not sure what happened.
Okay.
All right, so I put in my prompt was act like an HR director, making a presentation to a group of high school graduates, and clearly state 3 key HR functions. It says, certainly, here's a script-style presentation for an HR director speaking to high school graduates, explaining 3 key HR functions in a clear, relatable way. And it said slide 1, and it gives me an opening, good morning, everyone. First off, congratulations. You have reached an incredible milestone. It is speaking my language. As you think about your future, whether that's college work or exploring your passions, I want you to give a quick look into something that touches every organization in the world. Human resources, or HR. Love, love, love the opening. We just went into three of the core competencies of HR: finding the right people, which is talent acquisition. It explains what it is and the relevance in an organization. Just in short, it went down to give me another one: helping you grow, in a nutshell, performance management. Again, it presents it nicely what it is and the goals and how it impacts the organization and individuals. And then the last one is making work a great place, which is employee engagement and support. So I love the layout, quite succinct with my thoughts. And then I love the closing. It says, so in summary, we help people get hired, we help people grow, and we make work better. No matter what path you take, whether you're leading a company one day, managing a team, or just starting out your first job, you'll see HR working behind the scenes to support you. Thanks for listening, and good luck on your next big adventure. So I like it. It was on point. It was factual. The language was good. The tone was good. Quite up my street. Thank you.
Awesome. That is awesome. And you know the content, so that's why you can appreciate it like that. So
Yes.
it's awesome to know your content. And if it's something new, like it's an assignment, always do it first. Go do the research, get the info. And then when you have it together, you can ask it to review what you have written and make recommendations for improvement. But don't just give it to it and say, oh, do this assignment for me, because you are losing out when you use a tool like that. Kenise, I'm going to allow you to read what you have in the chat.
Okay, thank you very much. So my prompt was, as a chef, create a recipe book featuring traditional Jamaican meat recipes. Include a variety of dishes such as stews, jerk-style meats, fried options, and soups. Each recipe should have a short description, a list of ingredients, step-by-step instructions, and serving suggestions. The tone should reflect authentic Jamaican flavor and culture. When I typed that prompt, I got the title of the recipe book. I also got an introduction for the book and various recipes with all the ingredients and everything I asked it to do, outlined here. I must add though that what I did was put ChatGPT to a test, and I gave it this prompt first. I said, as a chef, create a recipe book with Jamaican meat recipes, and I asked ChatGPT to fix the prompt for me. And when it fixed the prompt, this was the result. The prompt that I posted in the chat was the result I got when I asked it to fix my original prompt.
Sharon, I think your mic is in. Sharon?
Thank you so much, Matthew. I'm here talking away. Good, good prompt, Kenny's. And I like the fact that you use the chat GPT to improve what you initially put in. I was saying that this morning I was in another session, and the presenter was telling us that he used at least 2 or 3 different AIs. So he would ask, put the prompt in Gemini, for example, and then Gemini gives him a nice way to phrase it. He asks ChatGPT. Then when ChatGPT gives the answer, it brings it back to Gemini. And Gemini says, oh, this is good, or this is bad, or this is, so this is another way. We test them, we use them to improve by not just asking it questions about give me an answer, but how to improve the activities or the prompt that we've put in. Any other before we jump to the last slide? Nobody want to say anything? Burning? S-word, go ahead. Can unmute.
Can you hear me?
Caroline, yes, I can hear you.
Yes, I learned today that the more we get into this realm is the more we can cross talk with the bots or the what do you call it, the LLM
language.
So
large
yes,
language
so we can tell him, we can tell one what the other says, and said improve upon this,
Right.
or what do you think? And I like that. Like getting opinions from our peers. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah. S. Ward.
Hi, good night.
Good night.
So the person that typed in about the recipe book, what if you are a teacher of lower school kids, like primary school? I know she's high school, but you wanted images. I know Chat GPT doesn't provide image, and I know that's what you're doing. Is there another AI tool that you could use along with Chat GPT to get images of the meals that she wants to enhance what Chat GPT does?
Correction, I'm actually a teacher of, I'm at the infant department, I teach a 5-year-old. However, the activity asks us to choose a prompt on a topic of interest.
Okay,
So
I came in
I
late,
know,
so I'm just asking, just in case you wanted to add images, could she
yes, you
suggest
can.
another AI
I
tool
could
for that?
ask it, but you could ask ChatGPT to generate the images
Right, they
for
do.
you.
Yes.
Oh, it does.
It does.
Google Gemini does that as well.
Oh,
And I
okay.
think Perplexity AI does something similar. So you can ask it to create images that you want or generate images that you want, but you'd have to explain or tell it what images you want, or you could add it to your prompt to say, generate images for each recipe or something of the like.
Awesome. Great. So colleagues, everyone, thank you so much for joining this session. I'm trying to find my screen. Okay, great. And so we're at the end at 9:07. And I want to say gracias. Thank you for joining. And I also want you to keep learning through the Jamaica Artificial Intelligence Association. It is open for new members. It is doing a lot of courses in the summer and 1-hour sessions. So join in and increase your knowledge so you can be more efficient with the tools and in your workspaces. With that, Matthew, I hand back over to you.
Before you go, Madam Teacher, how do we get in touch with you? This is great.
I am in the JI, the international association group, but I'm going to put my number in the chat if you want.
And your email address kindly, because
My email,
we all
okay.
learn differently.
All
We
right.
all learn differently.
I'll put my email.
Yes. But great content, great information, great connection.
Thank you so much, Ms. Graham.
God bless you.
Awesome. Matthew?
Yeah, I think we can all agree that this was a very, very valuable workshop. Definitely probably have to do a part 2 to
Yes,
something like this for sure, for sure. Yeah, I think everybody can agree that this was very valuable. Even I learned a lot today, and I hope you guys take what you learned today and actually apply it to your daily lives, just to make your lives more efficient, a lot more easier. AI is not something to be feared or dismissed. It's something to be embraced. And that's what we at the Jamaica Artificial Intelligence are trying to partake to you guys. And workshops like this are very important to spreading the knowledge of how AI can be useful to your lives. I dropped a link in the chat for anybody that's interested in registering as a member. So feel free, jump in to the community, meet people that are interested in using AI to help their lives be better and help us grow the community. But thank you to everybody that came. Thank you for your time. We'll definitely have a lot more events like this coming up. So just look out for that. You can follow us on social media. So our handle is JIA_876. We're on Instagram and Twitter. So anytime we have workshops or anything like that, you can just follow our social media. We'll be posting this video on YouTube as well. So just look out for that. So you can rewatch the recording. But thank you everyone for coming up. Have a good night.
All right.
And
Good
thank
night,
you, Sharian.
everybody. Most welcome. All righty.
Thank you very much, family.
Motion Elements.